StarXTerminator just released the update to version 1.3, and it's huge. It provides you with long-awaited functionality, includes quality improvements, and gives you the ability to process comets in a much better way than ever before. Let's have a detailed look at it. Hey, this is View into Space. I'm Sascha from Switzerland, so grüezi miteinander, and thanks for watching my channel. StarXTerminator is a plugin for PixInsight, which has the functionality to remove the stars from pictures. So in principle, it does the same thing like STARNET++. The only differences were, until now, on one side that StarXTerminator does it a little bit better than STARNET++, but on the other side you have to buy it, while STARNET++ is already included in PixInsight. So the return on investment to buy StarXTerminator was rather limited until now, but that changes. You see, there was a big issue with STARNET++ and StarXTerminator, and that is when you remove the stars, you usually still need the stars to be added in later on, because space doesn't look like that, does it? But the output that both applications gave you beside the starless picture was just a mess. It looked like an explosion in a butchery shop, but definitely not something you could add in again. So you had to use some pixel math and subtract the whole thing to actually get also the stars to add them in later again. And while this was possible, it's additional work. And I don't really like additional work if software could do that for me. And that's exactly what StarXTerminator did now. We will just see it in a second when we move into the software. It gives you the picture of the stars back right away. And it even added an enhanced model for stretched images, and we will see how good that is. So let's now go to the computer. Okay, welcome to PixInsight, and we have already the StarXTerminator open here. So let's first look at the new interface. It does not look much different than what you've seen before. There's two things which actually were added. One is this on-screen stars, and the other is this process batch. But still so much changed. When I now click on generate star image, a real usable star image is actually produced, and we will look at that in a second. As before, I can state if it's linear. If my picture is unstretched, so linear, then I do not have this on-screen stars functionality. But if I remove the stars from a stretched image, then I can click here on on-screen stars. And this massively improves the star image. And we will also look at that. Last but not least, I have this process batch functionality. And that's absolutely great. This is really something that's groundbreaking. So what I do is I enter here where I want to have my starless files, put in which directory, in which one I want to put my star images. I can again say on-screen stars and linear. And here I can enter where the images are, which I want to process. So the use case for this is when we make photos of a comet, because the comet moves differently than stars. So if we stack pictures with a comet on it on top of each other, then either the comet is not in line anymore or the stars. So it's a mess. So what we can do here is we can, even for 100 pictures of the comet, we can remove the stars. Then we can stack the comet on top of each other, and at the end we add one star picture back, and then everything is sharp and looks great. So that's a possibility we haven't had in this form until right now. So I cannot demonstrate that to you because I do not have photos of a comet at the moment, but I will show you the improvement we have on the star image. So I took this picture, and I have here an unstretched version, and I have here now a stretched version. Both I have edited in the same form before I actually divided them with background removal, background neutralization, photometric color calibration, so that it looks about decent. So what I did now, I removed the stars of both of them. For the linear, only once with the linear function. With the stretched version, I did it twice, one with the on-screen on, once with the on-screen off. So let's look at the results. So these are now the pictures where the stars are removed. Here the linear one, and here the stretched one with the on-screen on. There's not a big difference. But for example here, I see that I have definitely less artifacts in the stretched one, which I did, than in the linear one. Also the stretched one feels less noisy. So looking at this, it might hint that it's actually better to do the star removal on a stretched state. But let's look now on the stars. So here I have now the two stretched ones. Here the one with the on-screen function on, and here with the on-screen function off. Already from this view you can see that there's a massive difference. The stars here, it look like they're more stars. They look more colorful. They pop more out. It's a much more pleasant picture than here with the on-screen function off. Now what I did, I created previews, and let's go now to preview 1, which is right here in the middle, here where actually the nebula was, and it had to take the stars away from the nebula. So a very critical point. And here we also see the biggest differences, where here actually all the stars are blue and rather faint. Here you still have the stars preserved in their original color, and they pop out much more. If you go now to the preview 2, you see exactly the same. Here the stars are rather faint, and as soon as the on-screen is on, also here the stars pop more out and they're much sharper. So I think we can definitely conclude that this on-screen function makes a big difference in quality. And if you remove the stars from a stretched picture, then by all means activate this on-screen function. Now with that, let's compare the stretched picture with the on-screen function on with the unstretched picture. And interestingly, we see the same thing as before, just opposite way. The unstretched picture looks so much better again than the stretched picture with the on-screen function on. More stars and much more accurate. Remember how these stars here in the preview actually looked way more colorful, but now if we compare it to the unstretched picture, in the unstretched picture it looks even better. For example, you see these here, they're still very, very bluish, and here they have the accurate color. It is less prominent here in this second preview, but also here the unstretched ones look better by far. So what's the bottom line? The bottom line is, first of all, having this here as an output from StarXTerminator is a game changer. We do not have to do pixel math anymore to retrieve the stars, but they're provided like this. And this is by far good enough to add it again. And they look really, really nice here. When it comes to the on-screen function, if out of whatever reason you have to extract the stars from a stretched picture, it is amazing the difference that the on-screen function does. So great to have that. But, and that's the big but, if you have the possibility, still extract the stars as early as possible, which means still in the unstretched, in the linear phase, and you get the much better result. So I hope you're as excited as I am when you see all this new functionality. So what else is missing in StarXTerminator to make it even better? Please leave your ideas in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Thanks. See you next time, and clear skies.